And so it looks like I just refreshed the map, and it looks like you got 3 investigations down here, or 3 prims that don't have investigations in the surveillance zone. Looks like they've been entering new prims. So if they fall on top of, it looks like the slaughter plant.
Miss Tyson, I inspect them.
Yep. And what's that? Rendering plant? Hatchery. Okay.
I didn't know that was back there. I don't inspect them too well, do I?
And that's
Oh
going to
gosh.
be Pilgrim's Hatchery. So they've entered those prims in, so you can always, if you see something like this, that's why I usually use the map as a kind of a QC guide. But if you see something like this, you can select those, and there's only one of those 4 that has an investigation on it. So you can select all of those, run the workflow, and create the investigations like we did the other day. And watch the one that already has one, like this one right here. It's going to say status. It's going to say canceled because it already has a investigation on it. See, and then it took those other 3.
Ooh. I'm glad I recorded now.
And if we reload the records, now they'll be like that. And then when that background process runs, it'll put the status on those 3. So anyway, back to the story at hand. What we were able to do is we hijacked. So we went in to the layers, and we went into the buffer zone, and we went into the investigations. And then there's a different set of workflows for the investigations versus the animal businesses. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we selected all of those. Well, we did a couple of them just to test, but Cody's in the process of pushing the rest of them through. And we hijacked this one right here and OIE because there's no OIE surveillance zones right now. So we made a view for Alabama, and we grabbed a couple of them and created those prim statuses, those zone prim statuses, because that's the only workflow that we don't have a workflow right now for creating bulk quarantines. So we created a
Y'all need to
view.
get one.
Well, Fred's working on one. That's what Cody told me, but we were able to hijack this in the meantime and do a little workaround. And so we built a view that shows all of the Alabama prims that have that status. So there were none of them, right? And then we ran that workflow, and then those 2 popped in, and then we did a bulk edit of those and changed the prim status from OIE zone, surveillance zone, to a quarantine.
Oh, okay.
That's that's
That's
how
the workaround.
that's the
Okay.
workaround that we used on that one. Yeah. So, but
Are you gonna do it?
no, Cody's already. I think he should be done with it by now. Let me look and see. Let me refresh.
What will it look? Will it change? What will it do on there?
So the only thing that you'll see is you won't see anything visually on the map, I don't think. But if you go to the infected zone, you're going to see you'll see a status thing up here. Um, Buffer zone, blah blah blah, commercial poultry. Yeah, he hadn't finished it up yet, but you would be able to.
But it is putting.
Look,
He is moving it over to
yeah,
being
yeah.
a
He just
quarantine.
did the buffer zone. So there's all the buffer zones right here.
Okay. Open quarantine. So I just got to go in and hang it.
Yeah. So what I've done is, when did the quarantine start? Because we just left this date. So what we can do is, once he gets them all in, I have a
Well,
view built.
you ain't talking about verbal, are you? You talking about the
Whatever the
real
date,
thing?
whatever the date is on that document.
I hadn't even saved them yet. They're still over in my email. I finished up those biosecurity things and then was on a call.
Gotcha.
So I hadn't even saved them and paid attention. Let me see if let's see, here's one, and Mark Burleson signed it. So 11-2 on this one.
Okay.
Probably 11-2 on all of them. And I can open some more and see. $11-2. That's another company. So they just put all the companies on there, and they're getting all the companies to sign it. Is what they're doing.
Okay. So 11-2.
Yeah.
All right. So what we can do, he's done the buffer zone. I'm just waiting for him to do the infected zone. And then once he does that, we can bulk edit those dates. Have you ever done the bulk edit stuff? Like
I
on,
only
like,
know what you've shown me.
okay.
So if you
Okay.
hadn't shown me, I have not done it probably.
All right.
Likely.
So this is a view of all the open quarantines in Alabama. There's 96 of them because he just created 94 of them in that buffer zone. These two are associated with the control zone for Chilton 01 because they have a start date of the 27th and the 31st.
Right.
So if we want to bulk edit something,
There should be another one. The hatchery. There should be 3 in Chilton.
Yeah, that's the hatchery S&G.
Okay, but there should be one on Pittman too. Pittman.
A quarantine? They're in a
Oh,
surveillance.
no, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, never mind. Investigations is what I was thinking about. Never mind. Carry on.
So selected all of them and unselected these two because I don't want to change these, right? But I want to change the date of the start date for the quarantine on all of these to 11-2. And so I got all those selected, and it's ghosted out right there, but you hit edit, and it'll show you the fields that you can edit. And it'll do this for every one of the records. And so you put a start date of 11-2 and hit change. And that's how you can, if you needed to change a bunch of stuff all at once, if you get it on one view, get it all selected, do the edit feature, then you can bulk edit all of those records all at the same time without having to go into them individually. And so now they're all 11-2. Isn't that cool? And then it looks like he just added the rest of them because we went from 96 to 107. So there's going to be some down here at the bottom that we missed.
So you can just go back and click on the ones that he just added, right?
Yep. So these right here, 11-3, and then I'll hit shift and hit that, and it'll select all of them.
I love it.
And then hit edit. It'll do the start date, 11-2, change. But that's how we ended up doing that is, we built that view with the OIE surveillance zone and had a group it had the status of OIE surveillance zone. We changed that to quarantine and premise quarantine, and then all animals are quarantined and hit change. It changed all the prem statuses for all of those. That's how we did that workaround.
I still hadn't, well, there ain't but a few, but I still hadn't done those down in that other thing. Yeah, I have, I guess, because there wasn't but one. Never mind.
All right. So
I really do need a weekend, apparently.
Do you want this view? That way you can work off of this.
Yeah.
If you
And I
want
can,
to.
yeah. And then I can go in one of them and then just attach and go down to the next one, can't I?
Yep.
Woohoo! I love it.
So that's all you have to do is just click on the prim status and it'll open up that record. Let's see.
Then I can just hit the little down arrow at the top. I don't got to come back to that right and go all the way down.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I see one of our cousins at Clay Childress, and then that other Childress is probably our uncle.
It's probably an uncle.
Yeah. I know there's an uncle and two cousins in the buffer. I think they're in Asbury anyway.
Gotcha. All right. So that one, and then this one right here, that sit rep report section 7, table 3. Those two right there will be under your prim status views now. But yeah, if you just go to these open quarantines, then all you have to do is hit this prim status. It'll open up, and then you hang the document right there. Boom.
All right. And then I just hit the little downy
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
I love
Boom.
it. I
Boom.
can do that. And the people think I did like hours and days of laboring through attaching quarantines. I don't know if I'm going to tell nobody.
Just say, I'm that good.
Woo! Done.
That's what I told Cody. I said, hey man, we need the lazy man / woman way to do this. Let's think about it.
Brandy said,
So,
surely y'all got a workflow.
and he said that Sherry was griping about that yesterday and was hitting Fred on it. So Fred was supposed to be making a workflow, but it didn't, because we went in there and started looking. We didn't see one, and then that's when he said, well, you know, we don't have any of these OIE surveillance zones open. Let's hijack that and see if it works. And it did. So.
All right. Well, let me know when the real thing comes out so I can do it that way, I guess, instead.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sounds good. Well, you should be good now, B.
Thank you. I know you was missing me, so
I was like,
come up with something else.
I was like, she hadn't called me today.
What's going on? Is she had a wreck?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So, all right. Well, you have yourself a wonderful weekend.
Later, alligator.
All right. Talk at you later. Bye.